Welcome everyone, and thanks for stopping by. Let's get right to this little review. What we have here is the Arex Delta Gen 2. This is the L model, or the long slide. It does come in 3 models right now currently. It has the L, the M, which is the compact size, and it has an X version, which is kind of like the Glock 45 or the 19X style gun. This one is an FTE. I ordered this 2 or 3 weeks ago when they first advertised that they were coming out. Couldn't wait to get it. I usually don't order guns, but no one around me had one yet, so I couldn't wait. Admittedly, have to say that I really wanted the compact version, the M version, or even the X version, but at the time I ordered this, there's not one to be found, and so I got this one, and it is good to go. It is the 4.5-inch slide. It has the 17 and 19 round magazines, and this gun has been safety checked, so we'll start showing you the trigger. Don't be concerned, but a lot of features on this gun. I'm very lucky. I was wanting to buy the regular Gen 1 version, the compact size version. I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I just never have got around to getting one. And right before I bought that one, they introduced coming out with this, Generation 2 or Mod 2. And some of the changes that they have, the biggest change that they have here, they took out some of those little kind of sharper angles and everything, but this grip texture is a much improvement, I think, of the Gen 1. It's feels kind of like some of the ones like maybe, SIG puts on some of their polymer pistols. It almost looks like it's a custom stippling job. It's really great. A couple of things I really like about this gun. Once you put this in your hand, the ergonomics on this blows many pistols just out of the water. It really, to me, feels like a couple of different guns. It feels similar to the CZ P10. And what I say by that, it's not the texturing or anything like that, it's the way it feels in my hand. It has that nice trigger undercut, and the way it kind of slims as it goes up into this bobtail area. I don't know if you can tell by my video here, but this gun fits much slimmer than you may think. It feels really slim. It's very light, and it just has a great grip. Between the texturing and the ergonomics, this pistol is outstanding. It also, the only other gun I can think to compare this besides the CZ P10 is the APX by Beretta. It also has kind of that bottlenecking where it gets really slim going up the further you get up to that bobtail area, and it just lets you get a really high, firm grip. This is also the small. It came with a medium. It was also really nice, but this small one just fits really good. I get a really good grip on it. So far, I've found zero downside to this gun. It comes with about everything you could want. It's got great, outstanding ergonomics. It has great grip texturing all around. You're not going to have much of a problem getting a good grip on this gun. It's got that great undercut. It is a true ambi gun. It's got all the ambi controls. And a lot of people don't like the ambidextrous mag releases there, but I will say they did a good job because it's not anywhere near as bad as some designs of other people that do that. It ejects really well on both sides. And when it does that, this side doesn't poke you or annoy you or do anything that a lot of people complain about. It's very well done. It's nicely seated in there, if you can see it. It's very flush. They did a great job of making that way. It's got kind of the Glock style, takedown control. Everything's just really good. The slide serrations are great. They're kind of nice and neat. You get a good, grip purchase on there. You got your slide, you got your rail. They put a little bit of this in here to kind of lock your finger a little better when you're trying to grip it. The one thing I will say, they kind of did a smaller trigger guard with everything else they did to this gun. I think they, Kind of surprising they didn't make it a little bigger, but no complaint. It's still very good. Trigger is really good on this. Some people are gonna hate on it and some people are gonna love it. And the reason is, with all the very lighter triggers that are getting real popular right now, this one's probably right at 6 pounds. I'll say between 5.5 to 6 pounds on my gauge. But the thing about it is this trigger is very comfortable. It has that Glock style blade. Sorry, I went off focus there. But it is very comfortable. It doesn't have that kind of, annoying, stiffness that the Glock trigger safety has. This one is very comfortable. And if you can see, it is a little bit flatter, the whole trigger style right there. So your finger just fits very nice and comfortable on there. And when you pull this trigger, you'll see minuscule little take up there, but that over travel is virtually non-existent. Once you get into that little wall, and it is a very stiff wall, so you're gonna have no problem knowing where your trigger breaks every time. So when you get there, if I can show you, get this in focus for you, the very next movement of the trigger, fires the trigger. So there's virtually zero over travel on this trigger. And the reset is nice and crisp. So if I can get this good for you. It's pretty awesome. Some people might not like that it's the 6 pound trigger, but for me, for years, people would call the Glock, 5.5, 6 pound trigger. They would say that, it was a hair trigger. They didn't like it. It's too light. And now everybody hates the Glock trigger because it's, it's heavier than a lot of the popular pistols right now. They're closer to the 4 pound on the gauge. So I have no problem with it. It's so smooth, super crisp. They did a great job in my opinion. I can't really think of another trigger to compare this. So I'm gonna use a bad example, but it's best I can think of. It's kind of like an advanced or much better Generation 4 Glock trigger. And I know people are not going to like that comparison, but it's kind of an aftermarket version of that. It's just much nicer. It's crisper. The reset is outstanding. The over travel, like I said, is virtually zero. Nothing but good things I can say about this gun. And of course, people want to mention that this is optics ready. So you pretty much get almost everything you could possibly want out of this gun, out of the box. They don't give you any type of optics ready, height sights or anything, but the ones they give you are good. They give you these black serrated rears and then just a standard white dot in the front, but it is very accurate. It does have this right here, and most people may be familiar with in other guns, like maybe like a, VP9 or some old Walthers, but this little dot here shows you if the gun's been cocked or not. It doesn't mean that there's a chamber, bullet in the chamber or anything. It just means that it's been cocked. This right here is a loaded indicator. So that just means that it's been cocked. So nothing I can find wrong about this gun. I took it to the range for the first time. These couple ladies on the little lane next to me wanted my target. So I give them my target that I was shooting at. I only had 10 yards, but it seemed to impress them, so I was happy. So the gun shoots extremely well. It's extremely accurate. There's zero downside of the gun. It takes down, it's similar to a Glock, but not really. You can do it like this, and it just pops off. So you don't have to pull the trigger to get this to come off. And the way it comes back on, these little tabs right here, they have to line up with those tabs there. And they do a good job. This thing is nice and clean. There's really no machining marks, nothing like that. It looks really good. The barrel actually came polished on the feed ramp and everything. It got a little dirty, so I had to, clean it up a little bit so I could show you that. But easy to take down. Nothing but quality. I don't think most people are going to find anything wrong with the gun. maybe depend what model that you might like on it. Oh, say it's easy and then I go around with it. But nothing but good things here. I couldn't wait to get it. And I'm hoping to get that compact. So there you get it on like that. And then you just, pull it back. Now it's back together. And so nothing but pluses. I love it. I'm hoping to find one of those M's. I've seen them now that I bought this one, of course. So hopefully when it gets to my local gun store, I'll be able to purchase that one. But the biggest thing I can just say about this is no downside. Great ergos. Feels great in your hand. You get a great grip on it. Great texturing. Good trigger. Trigger snobs. I don't know. Some are going to love it, some are not. I think it's a great self-defense trigger. You got your optics ready there. This comes with 17 and a 19 round magazine. You get 4 back straps. You get, of course, the manual, and you get these little optic plates that they are plastic. You get some more little tools and stuff. So can't say enough good things about the gun. I just, like I said, I would rather probably have the M model, but no downside to this gun. Super accurate. I don't know if I'm forgetting to say anything about it. This does have a serialized part. If I can get that in there. I didn't do a good job of that, did I? But there's a serialized part in there. This is the only part that counts as the gun. So it is a modular system where you can have some interchangeability with other, frames and whatever comes out into the market. Easy to change the back straps, unlike, some like maybe the CZ P10, like I was comparing. Some people have a hard time getting that out on this gun. This one popped in and out. They don't have those little serration things on the pin. And this is kind of a lanyard loop if you want to put a lanyard in there for whatever reason. Probably forgetting to tell you a couple things, but it's just great. It's even got the little foot pedal. Like if you send Glocks in to have them stippled or anything, you put this little foot pedal in there. And it's basically where your thumb can kind of rest in that area, and it gives it like a little platform to kind of like cheat on there. And they put that nice little, texturing in there too. I wish they would have continued it out there because my thumb goes across there. And they do have safety models. I read that was kind of more of a contracted type pistols they have out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if you had a safety model come out pretty soon. But I wish they would kind of filled that in, and that'd been just about perfect. I'm really trying to find something to complain about. There's nothing. It's a great gun, and I think most people are going to like it, and I'm going to call this the best gun that none of the people are buying. So if you're on the fence about it, I can't say enough about it. So I'm quit wasting your time. Thanks for tuning in, listening to my gibberish, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, and see you later.